Rage Select Community Podcast. The date is the 3rd of the 7th of 2015. I am your host, Ryan Graff, and with me are Charles Rocci and Fernando Rodrigues.
Hey, everyone.
I have a splitting fucking headache.
I'm sorry.
Don't apologize. It's not your fault.
No, I still feel sorry.
No, it's like, that just is what it is. Then again, I had to talk to these two numbskulls for a good solid 2 hours, so already, like, my tolerance is a bit exhausted.
Yeah. Well,
damn, Carl.
Yeah. Well, I don't think this podcast is going to be any easier on you, because we got, like, 4 news stories, and then we got a review for Dragon Ball Xenoverse. Every time I say that title.
It occurs to me with each passing week, like, just more and more, like, I give off this impression that, like, this isn't actually something I enjoy doing. It's almost like I'm forced to somehow do this.
No, I don't get that impression at all, dude. It's like...
Well, no, I'm just making the joke. It's almost just like, how are you doing? Well, I'd rather not fucking be here with these weirdos.
Well, I can honestly... But anyone who has, like, a freaking chromosome or two can tell that you're obviously joking. And right now, you obviously sound sick.
There you go again, Ryan. You're ignoring our single chromosome viewers. You're so fucking bigoted.
I'm pretty sure if you just have a single chromosome, you would be dead.
Yeah.
Yes. So I don't think they really have any complaints.
I just thought Charles Rocci taking the Corey Coleman method of just insulting his co-host.
Hey, I'm not going that fucking far. I'm not going to the point where it's like, how are you doing today? Oh, you know, I'm doing okay. Fucking faggot.
Has he said that?
No, but he's pretty much close to that level.
Oh, because, I could kind of buy that right now. But, enough giving shit about Corey Coleman and everything, which, check out Double Toasted, if you haven't checked that out.
Okay, I have to ask, like, who exactly is listening to these podcasts?
I don't know, hey, maybe
but has never heard of Double Toasted.
Maybe we got a few people who haven't heard of it,
Of our 10 views, there's that one guy.
Hey, we got more than 10 views. We got 30, okay? There's a distinction.
Okay, out of the 30 views, 3 guys.
Out of the 30 views, 20 of which were just Ryan refreshing the page.
Shh. No one's supposed to know
It's
that.
that scene from the Deadpool game where it's just like, refresh one, I got one more view, I got another view.
Oh yeah, it's like Deadpool where it's like 1,000,001, 1,000,002.
Great game.
Fun game, very underrated. And I'm
Never
pretty sure
played
it's
it.
not being played. I'm pretty sure it's not sold on Steam anymore, which is a damn shame.
Yeah, there's a number of Marvel titles that have gone removed. And that's why Marvel vs. Capcom is no longer available.
That's such bullshit.
And Ultimate Alliance and stuff like that.
Such bullshit. Was Ultimate Alliance? I know it was on PC, but was it being sold in Steam in the first place or no?
I think the first one was.
Okay.
Not the second one. The second one was just console exclusive, I believe.
Yeah, I remember the second one. Pretty fun game. Very fun. Anyway, so we're gonna be okay. So we got like 4 news stories, and then we got Dragon Ball Xenoverse, which I swear to God, every time I talk about it, say the title, I'm thinking I want to say Dragon Ball Z Xenoverse,
Z Saga.
Yeah, Z Saga or Z, and I'm thinking Z Xenoverse, but I'm thinking, wait, no, obviously they said Xenoverse because it's like, ooh, they're clever because they already put the Z in front of the fucking word.
Oh, it's like Dragon Ball Xenoverse.
Yeah, you get it?
I thought
I
you were
almost imagine it where it's like Dragon Ball Z, Xenoclash edition in the Xenoverse with the Z Saga.
I thought you were like, oh, I want to see the next Dragon Ball ZZ Top game or something.
Dragon
God,
Ball
that'd
Z.
be awesome. Dragon Ball Z with ZZ Top.
When they power up, their beards just grow and grow.
Their beards have a mind of their own.
I want to see a fight between ZZ Top and Duck Dynasty, the next Dragon Ball game.
Hell yeah.
The beard hair would just get mixed up with each other.
Super Saiyan beard hair.
Like, you can't see anything on the screen. You can't see any of the landscape. It's just furry.
It's just beard and pot bellies.
Yeah, it's just beard and, like, belly buttons. But,
Actually, you know what? Dragon Ball Z, as a kid in Canada, was always awkward. Because it's Dragon Ball Z, except in Canada, Z is pronounced Zed.
So it'd be like Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, which does not roll off the tongue. It's like, Dragon Ball Z. It's like, okay. I mean, I guess that's something.
So when they did the theme, it was like, Dragon, here comes the Dragon.
Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah. Well, it's no worse than Dragon Ball Z Kai. Which is...
Zikai!
Or any
Sounds
worse,
like someone
Dragon
having a
Ball.
heart attack. Okay, so I guess we'll enough small talk and everything, and we'll get straight to the news. One of them, the first news story will be Maxis gets shut down after 28 freaking years. 28 years of being around.
Good riddance is what I say.
Sour grapes.
I was saying this to Ryan earlier. For people who don't know, Maxis Studios, owned by EA, they're the ones that have been developing. Have they been developing the Sims series since its beginning, or were they just given?
Yeah,
I think it did the SimCity game.
it was built by Will Wright and Jeff Braun, and I believe their very first game was the SimCity series in 1989, and then in 2000 they did The Sims, the very first one, and they also did Spore, which I believe not a lot of people liked.
No, Spore was a game that had at the time it was being announced, it had a lot of press coverage, and a lot of people were interested in it. But then once it actually came out, people were like, "Oh, okay, it's not actually that interesting."
Right? Yeah.
'Cause I guess it's the whole idea that oh yeah, you can create your own alien species, but then it eventually just gets to a point where it's that doesn't really help. It's just one aspect of what is otherwise kind of a very mediocre game.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's kind of funny. I remember when Spore. I remember the thing with Robin Williams was playing Spore. That's how I got introduced to that.
It was the first sign that maybe things weren't going right when the alien designed looked like a noose.
Oh.
As we've said before, I'm a horrible person.
Too soon. Too soon. That's.
God, it's never too soon.
Damn. See, just make people cry, Charles. Why you just want to make people cry?
Because I'm a terrible person. We've established
God
this.
damn, man.
I'm a horrible human being.
Apparently. I thought you were better than this.
You are in the wrong show, good sir.
But anyway,
if the racial and sexual slurs have not given that away, then I don't know what will.
Well, now we have to celebrate the death of two things.
Yeah. Yeah, so let's get back to something that's actually a little less depressing than what Charles said.
Well, hold on. Something I was going to say was, again, they've been the ones that have developed the SimCity series, and then eventually, I guess they also did work on the later Sims games.
Yeah, and most importantly, they made a shitload of expansion packs.
Yeah, because you were saying earlier, it's oh yeah, they made 31 games. It's I'm pretty sure there are not 31 Sims games out there.
No, well, there are a shitload. There's 6 main SimCity games. It's SimCity, Sim 2000, 3000, 4, Societies, and then the new one that came out, 2 years ago?
Yeah.
The one that had the big controversy.
At most, this would be 15 separate Sims games.
Yeah. Yeah.
A lot of games, guys.
Yeah, still a shitload of games, especially over a 28-year period, because Maxis was founded in 1987.
And then EA did an old yeller, took them behind the barn and shot them in the face.
Well, I guess to be fair, the previous games haven't really been doing all that well.
No.
But that was just more... City was definitely more EA's fault. I get the impression that The Sims 4 was more just no one was really sure what they were doing with that one.
Yeah, because there was a lot of bad word of mouth, especially because there was a lack of features, and people were complaining why is pools not here when that's been in the other games for free? Are you trying to give us this as paid DLC? Sims
How
4,
am I supposed to drown my citizens now?
Yeah.
I noticed that they were starting to put out a lot of free DLC, and they just recently announced a major expansion for $50 or you get, or $40, I can't remember the price right now, but it was you get to play as these 3 professions in depth or something like that.
Hmm.
So
yeah, go ahead.
But I don't know, I never got the feeling, because I know there was a story back where they were one of the Maxis developers was kind of guilting their customers, well, if you guys don't buy The Sims 4, we're probably not going to see another Sims games.
Yeah. Well, it is kind of interesting that the lead gameplay scripter for SimCity, I can't say his name really, but it's Guillaume Pierre. he was the one who was like, oh yeah, the main studio, Maxis Emeryville, is closed and shut down.
Quick aside, actually, that reminds me, because my job requires me to deliver packages to people.
Yeah.
At condo concierge.
Uh-huh.
I have never felt more like an idiot in my entire life. Whenever I'm reading out packages, and it's like, I do not understand any of these names on here.
Yeah, it's hard, isn't it? It's like you get these people who have like Star Wars names, and it's like, what is this, man?
I always feel so bad. It's like, I don't mean to mispronounce. It just is what it is.
Yeah, and then they look at you like, dumbass.
No, the concierge staff is just like, can I be honest with you? I've been working here for 5 years. I don't know how to pronounce these names.
I'll just be like, his name is this, right here. It's written down.
His name's John, okay? Let's give him his damn package.
All right, what's the person's name? It's just this right here. You can read it out yourself. Yeah. Read it out, please.
Yeah. Well, the interesting thing about this whole Maxis thing is that apparently an EA representative emailed GameSpot to clarify and said that the Redwood Shores location of Maxis, which is responsible mainly for The Sims and The Sims only, is still open and is going to still continue to provide support for The Sims and like the Sim Cities and stuff. So it seems that more or less, if not shut down, it's definitely been like gutted to near extinction, pretty much.
But there's also part of the press release with that this still will not affect them making future Sims games, but I guess we won't see SimCity games, I guess.
Well, no, they still hold the license to it.
Yeah, they still hold the license.
That it'll be a different developer.
Yeah. Yeah, like they still hold the license to like Sims, SimCity.
Well, I'm probably not going to see it. We'll probably still see what's the remainder of Maxis working on Sims, but
totally. Yeah, we're probably not going to see Maxis.
But I guess the point I was just trying to make earlier was like, again, they're being shut down. But as I explained before the podcast, it was one of those odd moments where it's like, well, I mean, it sucks for them, but if I'm going to be perfectly honest, I've never really played the Sims games before, and I honestly don't really get the appeal to them either, so it's like,
right.
Well, I mean, I guess it sucks, but it's like, but this doesn't really bother me none.
I mean, it is a shame that, you know, all these people lost their jobs and everything, and they're going to have to find new jobs. But yeah, I mean, I'm not really a big fan of The Sims or SimCity either. Like, I played them when I got bored, but that's really it. Is that it, or does anyone else have anything to say, or no?
It's sad to see you gone, Maxis, but
yeah, it is sad, but you know, sorry, we're just not big Sims fans, guys. You know, it's just, you know, I mean, if this was something like, I don't know, BioWare, then it'd be like, oh yeah, this is awful. This would be horrible.
If this was BioWare, you would just see video footage of me in a catatonic state going, it's too soon.
Yeah, you see Fernando all crunched up, like in the shower.
Then you just see, then you just see like Ryan. He's just like sitting there solemnly. It's just like, it must be done. It's like, it's like, it is the only way.
That thing in there, that's not BioWare. But let's get something that's not as depressing, but probably even just as shitty, probably even more shitty. Okay. HBO Go is blocked on the PS4 and PS3 by Comcast because, and I'm quoting, and quote unquote, business decisions.
Well, let me tell you the real story, Ryan. I got it right here. You know what it is? Comcast is a bunch of
Comcast bitches because they're whiny little fucks.
Comcast are full of sons of bitches. As somebody with personal experience dealing with Comcast...
Oh yeah, same here. Like, they're horrible people. I mean, everyone working there is a horrible son of a bitch.
Like, they were like, oh, I don't think I might have said this before or told you guys personally the story, but there was a time where I had Comcast and they thought because somebody that lived 8 houses down stopped paying for their service, they thought we were the same people. We just happened to move our 8 houses down, and they put that bill into ours, even though we told them. And they knew it was from a different address, but they were like, but that could have been you, so we're just going to keep it there and never get rid of it.
Yeah, you told us about this a while back. I don't know. I think it was like 2-3 weeks ago. But yeah. I mean, the real kicker also is that not many people might know this, but the PlayStation systems are not the only devices that Comcast has prevented access to HBO Go on. It's also like the Roku devices. Those weren't able to access the service until like this past December, like 2014. And Amazon Fire TV is still on that blocked list. And here's a quote by one of the spokespeople, is that HBO Go availability on PS3 and some other devices are business decisions and deal with business terms that have not yet been agreed to between the parties. Thanks for your continued patience. Fuck you.
I can imagine they're like in the meeting once they found out like HBO was going to be like, oh yeah, you can just watch HBO shows on HBO Go without having like a cable provider
for $15 a month.
And Comcast is like, okay, that's how you want to play at HBO? Okay. We'll just make sure that no one can access the internet then. How about that?
Yeah.
Like,
well, it is interesting. It's like how many... I don't know if there's a statistic out there, but I would love to find out how big is the percentage of people who only have cable or those triple packs or whatever, only have it because they want to watch Game of Thrones or Girls or whatever is on HBO. Like, how many people have that? And then, because if HBO goes, I mean, like, consider, like, you got Amazon Prime, which you pay $100 a year for. You got Netflix, which is like $7 for instant, $15 for both the delivery, although I don't know if they still do delivery.
I think it's still there as part of their business model, but I doubt many people use it.
Okay, I can believe that. And then now you have HBO Go, which is all $15. If you had every single thing, it would still probably be cheaper than paying $80 a month for for Comcast, for like the cable, internet, and phone. It would still probably be even cheaper in the long run. And that's probably what they are afraid of, is like, oh yeah, cable is slowly starting to edge out because we're seeing more, again, Amazon Prime instant streaming, Netflix instant streaming. Just streaming in general is starting to have a more focused thing. And, you got Blu-rays and all this other shit now. And why wait for a show when it's just with a snap of a finger, really, click of a button, and you can have your new Game of Thrones episode just right there immediately with 1080p.
I think the only thing cable really still has a cling to that I very much doubt will move anytime soon is sports programming. Like, that's one I very much doubt they'd move quickly on.
Maybe, but even then, I see, like, on my Xbox 360, I see, like, ESPN and, like, everything. And if you're a big sports fan, it's like, and then it's like, hey, you can watch every single sports event, including the Super Bowl, live, just for $15 a month, and that's it, then who wouldn't take that?
I've been noticing that there's a lot more of people streaming football events, like the Super Bowl and other big games, online nowadays.
Yeah, like, online's the new thing, baby, and, Comcast is one of those things where it's like, no, we want to stay in our ways, and we're stubborn bastards, and we'll do it. Like, I mean, they already lost with the whole net neutrality. I always say this wrong.
Net neutrality.
Neutrality. Thank you, Fernando. Thing. They already lost with that, and their last move is this whole Time Warner thing, which I honestly doubt is even going to pass, just on the multiple ways that it's wrong and just awful.
I can almost imagine it being like some shit that, like, Google's coming in to install Google Fiber, and Comcast outright just hires mercenaries to stand in front of towns to prevent Google from coming in.
Oh, yeah, that's like the final... When Google Fiber starts, like, going to Chicago, New York, Los Angeles, the big cities in America, that's it for Comcast. I'm sorry, but once that starts hitting down...
And the thing is that nobody likes Comcast, too.
Yeah, no one likes Comcast. Comcast is like the mafia boss that you say you talk shit about behind closed doors. They know it, but they don't give a shit.
It's funny that the the parody of Comcast Cabletown from 30 Rock is a much more likable company than Comcast is.
Oh yeah, totally. Well, to get back, it's again, I go to GameSpot, but they asked one of the Comcast spokespersons, and they declined to offer a timeline for when the PS3 or PS4 would be coming. Instead, they were like, here's how the conversation pretty much went. It was like, oh, well, we don't really want to say when we're going to allow this, but look at the HBO library through Xfinity's top boxes and the TV Go platform of Xfinity. And that's pretty much how it went. So, honestly, they're not they're gonna try everything they can to not have this released. Because, this will just be another nail in the coffin of Xfinity, Time Warner, and all those other shitty ones that are just stuck in their old ways.
Like, Comcast is one of those companies where if you thought YouTube had bad customer service...
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I mean, hey, you want to talk about customer service, go to Comcast or Xfinity
I'm
whatever.
just saying, if there's some sort of coffin for Comcast, I want to be one of the guys pouring the dirt into that coffin, because fuck Comcast. And if Comcast was ever to go out of business, I would find his gravestone, dance, and piss on it.
Oh yeah. Well, I always joke. I always joke about how they changed the Xfinity name, because I was like, everyone hated that name Comcast so much. They're like, fuck, we gotta change the name, because maybe some idiots won't recognize that we're actually Comcast if we change it to Xfinity.
And I was like, I still smell shit. I can still see your shit.
And you're still shit.
And you're still shit.
Yeah, you're still pieces of shit, guys. So, sorry, but not sorry.
And if you like Comcast, what is wrong with you?
If you like Comcast, well, fuck, you're one of the richer guys.
Comcast is so bad, it makes Time Warner Cable look good.
Yeah, and Time Warner, and that's not going to be fun if they ever get together.
Nope.
Yeah, at that point, it's like, fuck it, time to leave America.
I think we've had enough of the Comcast bashing hour. Let's move on to our next story.
Yeah, okay, this sounds good. Okay, so next.
By the way.
Yeah?
That was more just a point to show, whether or not the FCC ruling kind of really matters or not.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Time will only tell.
Yeah.
Oh, no. It was just the thing I had ended up posting.
You did. It's kind of like choosing what you call this.
Because pretty much, it's like, you only really have two. I mean, there are, smaller stuff you can choose from, but it's ultimately just down to the two.
Yeah. Okay, so the next thing is the Steam machines. And they were just announced, I believe, yesterday. Or at least they came up on the Steam web page.
Okay, Ryan, is this new steampunk merchandise for video games? Are we gonna is that the new trend now? Is this gonna be steampunk machines?
No, that is not what's gonna be happening.
If that's what it is, I'm just leaving this fucking thing right now. It's like, I'm sick and fucking tired of steampunk.
Yeah. Has there been a lot of steampunk in the past couple of years?
I order 1886.
Oh, well, okay, yeah, but that was an abomination for other reasons.
I know, but my point more is just people defending something because ooh, it's steampunk and British, therefore it is for a gentleman and awesome. That's what I'm fucking worried about with the next Assassin's Creed being set in fucking Victorian England. It's be oh, let's just do it as good old British steampunk now. That'll be dashing and smashing.
Yeah. Smashing. But, okay, so...
If you can't fucking tell, I hate the Brits.
Yeah.
I love you, legal Swede.
I couldn't tell from the venom spewing out of your mouth and into my earphone. But anyway, back to the news at hand. Yeah, apparently the Steam machines and several other things that I did not know, or at least one thing I did not know about, because I knew about the Steam VR and I knew about the Steam controller, but I did not know about this. And what I'm talking about is called the Steam Link, and it's this tiny little thing that looks like it's about the size of an iPhone or something, not an iPhone, an iPad or something. And basically what this thing is, it's like $50, and what it does is if you hook it up to a TV and your home network, it automatically discovers any computer running Steam on the exact same network. So for example, if I was running it, I would have my entire game library shown right on my TV, and I could play like my Skyrim game with mods on there without having to go through the hassle of hooking up my computer to my TV, which I do on a daily basis.
Okay, you say hassle.
Yes.
It's these days is not really a hassle to hook up your computer to a TV.
True.
If you just have an HD cord, like.
Yeah, no, true. But I think this is for. I think what these things are for is more for those people that have no clue. I don't want to say stupid, but or naive about the PC more or less and what you're able to do with it more or less. You know what I mean?
See, that's what I'm confused about, because it's like I was asking this earlier. Like the link is a different thing altogether. I was asking it with the Steam machines, but I suppose the link does bring up an interesting point, which is you say like, oh yeah, that's who it's for. But I question if you're the type of person where, like, you're very, like, naive about the PC, or you're unsure about, like, what to really do with it.
Yeah.
I very much doubt you'd be the type of person that would be playing these games anyways.
Or even
you'd be the type of person that would care.
I think you would care, but, okay, these Steam machines... Okay, first off, these Steam machines are fucking ridiculous. They range from $480 to, like, $5,000.
$5,000.
$5,000. You know what I would do with $5,000 freaking dollars? I'd be paying my rent, for the most part.
I could get myself 5 high-class hookers.
I could get myself 5 Taco Bell enchilada burritos or something.
Okay, if $5,000 gain you 5 anything at Taco Bell, you're not going to a Taco Bell. You're going to, like, Taco Bele, like the
Bele.
like,
yes.
Like it's like what they pretend to be like. Oh yes, this is the fancier establishment.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, McDonald's has a 5-star restaurant. Taco Bell has to have a 5-star restaurant out there somewhere.
Oh god, yeah. We actually use real meats in this.
What?
What? We actually use real cheese. What?
Sir, we can assure you, none of this has been pulled out with a gun.
And we promise you, there are actual Mexicans in the restaurant.
In stark contrast to other restaurants where there's at least always one Mexican in the back.
Yeah, one dude who cannot speak English well.
Like Chinese restaurant, Mexican in the back. Italian restaurant, Mexican in the back. Mexican restaurant,
white people in the back. But it seems, I think the problem with these Steam machines is that the first problem is,
again, who is this for?
There's too many fucking options. Well, yeah, who is this for? But also, there's so many fucking options, because that's the perk of having a console is you hook the thing in. If there's something wrong, it's probably the console itself. Where a PC, if there's something wrong, you gotta take the whole fucking thing apart and be like, okay, what's wrong? What's outdated? And I mean, that's fine for people who have the time and actually know what they're doing with a PC, but with consoles, it's like, oh, there's something wrong. I just need to take the console back and get a new one, pretty much.
Well, again,
it's simplicity and simplicity itself. But with this, you have like, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You got like you have like 12 or 15 different Steam machines that all have different specs and different things. And the cheapest one, yeah, it may be around the same cost as an Xbox One, but it's like, it's still complicated as shit.
From what I've heard from a lot of people, like, they were looking at the actual components part, and they're saying, this is, like, pretty much all of them, like, with the exception of one that's like $1,000, are way too overpriced considering the parts that are in there.
Yeah.
Like, apparently even the 481, it's like, that would be cheaper if you just got your own parts, like, significantly, and that's way too huge a markup.
Yeah, exactly.
Which, in my mind, again, it's like, if you're the type of person where you're really about PC gaming, you wouldn't buy, like, a machine that's more than, like, $1,000.
Yeah.
Like, that's pretty much your limit.
Even that, like, my PC is, like, around maybe $600, $500. You know, same price as an Xbox One, really. And I'm able to run, like, The Witcher 2 full on, just good, and just with everything just full, you know, of graphics. in the graphics area, and I have like a graphics card that's like 3-4 years old and just now is starting to die, and I'm probably going to get one that's like $100-$200 and it'll probably run better than an Xbox One. And yeah, it seems it's like you said, it's like, who is this exactly for? Because it's not for the people who actually know what they're doing, because they know what they're doing. You know, I mean, they can work this shit, and they know how to work a PC to get as much enjoyment as they can out of this. And then, like I said, it's like you're getting rid of what was basically what is the perk of a console, which is simplicity in and of itself. If the better idea for these guys would have been, you release one box, one Steam machine, make it around $400-$500, and it's just that, you know, $400-$500. You get all these games. You know, you get Batman Arkham Knight. You get Dying Light. You get Besiege. You get Counter-Strike Global Offense. All of them, all the way at their like 1080p, whatever. And there you go. But instead, you have like I said, you got like 12, 15 different freaking Steam machines, and it's like, seriously, guys, you know, less is more, you know? I mean, I hope somehow they're able to work this out, more or less, or maybe they change it, I don't know, but...
I think they were trying to do I think what happened was, like, before Steve Jobs died, him and Gabe Newell became great friends, and they were discussing business plans of releasing overpriced computers, but just having these recognizable brands so they can upcharge them, because... this is ridiculous. I mean, if they were going to do anything, just release like a $400, $500 base, like just a computer base that is the equivalent or greater than your standard PS4, Xbox One, and then just be like, okay, here's a good base, and we made it malleable, so that way you can add and change whatever you want, but you have this solid foundation to start from.
Right. Well,
I think I just realized, actually, what the point of these are. And I don't think it looks good. And I think the point is they're effectively trying to create specific machines that I think are trying to run that new Steam OS thing. Which in itself then begs the question, is Steam OS really worth it? I get the impression it probably isn't.
Steam OS, I've never seen it, but I know that it's like the big picture mode in Steam. And I've used the big picture mode every now and then, and it is pretty easy to use and understand, and it's pretty straightforward. But yeah, it does. If you were to tell me that the only reason they're doing this is to push the Steam OS, then yeah, I could buy this. There's actually a really good Forbes article, Forbes, the news site, that actually brings up a lot of good points about this stuff, and. I don't know, like, I'll put a link in the description of the YouTube video, that I do. And it's like, it brings up, like, the avid PC gamers that look at the Steam machines are going to be like, yeah, we got this, but I got a PC gaming thing right here, and I don't really need it. Or you're going to have, like, sorry, I'm reading it right now.
Oh my god, sorry. I just realized a nightmare scenario.
What?
Like, I don't really care, since I wouldn't, like, it doesn't really affect me all that much. Wouldn't it be some shit if, like, after they're released, Valve is then just like, by the way, gang, we finally announced Half-Life 3.
Oh!
Like, here's the kicker.
Checkmate would pretty much be it, because...
Like, it would be that point where everyone would just look at them and it's like...
I've seen PC Master Race guys at Reddit, and they're frothing at the mouths, pretty much. Whenever anyone mentions Half-Life, they froth at the bloody mouths, okay? And they freak out as soon as anyone mentions Half-Life 3. So if they were to pull this shit, yeah, I would be pissed, but I'd be like, good move. Very good move.
I would be like,
you fucking bastards.
I'd be like, dick move. I didn't really care about Half-Life 3 from the get-go, but dick move, man.
again, like, it's just that point where, like, and Gabe just looks at the camera, shit-eating grin and all, just like...
Yeah. Yeah, the
Like, try
final
and stop
kicker
me.
is also Team Fortress 3 and more hats, and it's like, no!
But
And
wait,
for Dead 3 and Portal 3, every game is getting a 3!
And Left 4 Dead 3, Portal 3, Team Fortress 3, Dota motherfucking 3!
and by the way, for our regular consumer that just has the PC, don't worry, we have more content coming.
More hats!
More hats for Team
Yeah.
Fortress 2. And we're re-releasing Half-Life 1 in the Source Engine again.
HD remake, yeah, which they actually already have. There's
Yes,
already a
it's the Source
fan-made
version of it,
HD
but-
remake, yeah.
But if they released it again, it's even more Source.
Now,
We
Half-Life-
applied the Source Engine even more to this.
Right.
Half-Life 2 is getting an HD re-release.
Oh my god.
Everyone, like, tries to rage against Gabe, but he's just like, try and stop me. You've given me all your money.
I have the power to do what I will.
You know what would be really fucked up? If they was like, you know what, I'm gonna throw the PC guys a bone. I'm gonna release Half-Life 2 Episode 3, but Half-Life 3 is only available on the Steam machine.
Oh yeah, the
Hey, some
like,
shit. Like that.
You would have to admire the balls on him to just say fuck it. Just like go out there at like E3 and be like, Half-Life Episode 3 is coming out for PC and for Xbox One and PS4, but Half-Life 3 is going to be on the Steam machines. Drops the mic and walks away.
We think this is best for the consumer.
And he's gonna do this at the Bethesda E3 event. So
Yeah, he walks right down on their stage and they're like, the fuck are you doing? Shut up, I'm Newell.
Newell
No.
just has every game developer lined up in a row, kneeling down, rag over their mouth, gun to the back of their head, one by one.
Right.
But no one wishes to stop him because it's just like, well, we gotta see where this is going. Like,
It's like,
First person he kills is Peter Molyneux.
yeah, he just strangles Molyneux with his bare hands. This
well, no, it's
isn't
like that
working.
scene from the raid where it's like one after another, but then he runs out of bullets, so he then just gets the hammer for the last guy.
Right.
It's just like Casperai at the end of it, and it's like, but we used to have a partnership going on. It's like, that was then, buddy.
This is the Newell time.
Wait, didn't Dredd also have a scene just like that?
That's when they threw them off the balcony.
Yeah, yeah. Gabe Newell comes in with the fucking dread hat and he's like, you game developers think you're the law. I am the law. Half-Life 3, motherfuckers.
And then he has a black sidekick named Dorian.
Yeah. That'd be awesome.
These are. There's gonna be that point where it's like, if you just like, because we've done this before, not just like, oh, weird kooky ideas, but more just like specifically at the next E3, like if you took, like, basically if you combine all these stories, what we were talking about is like the E3 of hell, like.
Yeah.
The apocalypse has happened, it's like, let's make the most badass, weirdest fucking E3 we ever can. Gabe
Oh,
Newell
God.
kills all the developers. Bill Cosby's advocating for.
Oh yeah, he
Mods
comes
and the
out with
other
his ass open and
So we're not actively talking about the game conference anymore. We're talking about the game conference with Thunderdome.
yeah, we're talking about the one that like our drug-addled minds have come up with.
It's like game conferences are too boring.
And I'm pretty sure none of us are even on drugs, so oh boy.
All right.
It's like Fernando's like, speak for yourself.
Hey, the last one, yes. This one, not so much.
It's like, hey, listen, I'm sober. For now.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, and then it comes down to a death match between Gabe Newell and Bill Cosby.
It's
Two
like,
shall enter, one shall leave. Two shall enter, one shall get raped. Oh.
Half-Life 3 discs, go!
Okay, well, from what we know,
So I
far,
definitely missed something.
a new challenger approaches.
Armstrong. Get ready.
Oh.
Round 1. Fight.
so, we were just talking about Steam machines, and if Gaben decide to say, by the way, Half-Life 3 is coming out, only for the Steam machine.
Yeah, they're not dumb enough to do that.
But we were we were just making jokes about like And then it ended with us talking about how he would just walk into the Bethesda conference and be like, "Shut up! This is my time now."
Again, it'd be like that scene from The Braid where he has like all the game developers lined up in a row, gun to the back of their head one by one.
Yeah. This is the Newell time of year.
Well, so from what we learned from this story, fact, Bethesda E3 event equals Half-Life 3 confirmed.
Yes. Yes. And Beyond Thunderdome.
The journalists realize something's up when they notice that someone's been locking the doors.
And then you just see clips with this.
No, they've been locking doors with a crowbar. And it's like, wait a minute.
So this tells us how exciting the Steam Machine is to us when we're just like, fuck it, we're just gonna imagine.
We already went through everything. I mean, we already went right through it, so.
I know, but I'm just saying, it's such an interesting topic. We just went to Game Developer Thunderdome.
Well, I mean, come on. The Thunderdome is always interesting.
That is true.
Never saw Thunderdome, by the way.
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't see that one either.
Never saw the first Mad Max either. Saw Road Warrior, but not the first one.
Well, I think the Road Warrior series, it does what Evil Dead did, where it's like, okay, this is very serious, very dark, and then it goes into ridiculousness.
Yeah, the first one is not a campy, fun movie.
No, it's totally serious. And then you got the second one, which is still kind of serious, but still pretty ridiculous. And then the third one's just completely bonkers.
Yes, like you said, it completely apes Evil Dead.
Yeah. Well, no, not apes, but it's like Evil Dead in that way, where it's like, Evil Dead 1 was really serious, Evil Dead 2 was cheeky.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but Army of Darkness was actually good.
Never saw Army of Darkness.
Really?
Never saw Evil Dead 2.
Are you serious?
Army of Darkness is the only one I've seen.
I'm pretty sure that Evil Dead 1 and 2 are on Netflix. I don't know about the Netflix server in Canada, but for sure.
Well, I have access to both, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Hold on.
Oh, shit, I just realized, it's actually really shitty.
What?
Evil Dead remake.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't see it.
I don't think it was so bad. It was just like the last 30 minutes where it was like the last 30 minutes was them going out of their way to be like, look, she has a chainsaw. Look, her arm got torn off. Look, she's using the chainsaw as a hand now.
I was just so bored during the entire film because it's like, it wasn't nearly as interesting as like the original. It was just more like, I do not give a fuck about any of these people. But I got really angry at one of my friends because like, the movie's over. Like, credits are rolling. I get up. Suddenly he puts his hand on my leg and is like, no. What do you mean no? It's like, we have to watch to the end of the credits. Why? There may be something there. Who knows? We stay till the end. It's that stupid shot of Bruce Campbell looking at the screen, going groovy. My friend has the biggest shitting grin on his face. I turn to him and yell in the theater, fuck you. Like, in the middle of the theater. It's like, you son of a bitch. It's like,
yeah,
this is what we stayed for.
I blame Iron Man for starting this shit with, like, after credit scenes, because that's when that shit really started.
Oh, our friend did that with another movie at one point. It's like, we're just looking at him, it's like, dude, I think the movie's over. I don't think there's anything afterwards. Like, no, there must be. Then once the credits are over, we're sitting there for another 2 minutes staring at a black screen. It's like, can we go now?
Well, that's the problem. Like, everyone's starting to adapt that so much that it's like, shit, I don't know if I should be leaving after the credits or not.
Dude, you don't even fucking know. Like, working in a movie theater, when you have to go in and clean the theaters, when there's already a line building up for the next showing for that theater, and there are people sitting in the theater still waiting for something after the credits, and it's like fucking... It's like a Transformers movie or something.
It must be for you guys who actually work in the
It's ridiculous because it's like, for like non-comic book movies, you have people sitting and waiting. I feel like just going and like, oh man, you guys enjoy the movie? How like that part where Iron Man showed up? Oh no, he wasn't in this movie? Oh no, you must have liked the part where Hulk went crazy. Oh no, he wasn't in this movie here? That's right, this isn't a fucking comic book movie. Leave the goddamn theater.
I almost expect, like, you're going into a movie that's like a rom-com trying to clean it, and then it's like rows of people are still there, and you're like, the fuck are you people here?
Dude,
I'll watch the after credits scene. It's a fucking romantic comedy.
Fucking Unbroken, we had people waiting till after the credits.
Oh my god. I remember Unbroken.
Who the fuck is gonna put an after credits scene after Unbroken?
The fucking, the fucking Emmy, the Oscar bait of movies, yeah?
I was so glad that didn't get nominated for shit.
Yeah, I think that was, out of all of those, was the one that was less deserving.
I mean, it got, the only thing it did was probably make Angelina Jolie the front runner to direct the Captain Marvel movie. I haven't seen it, so I can't tell if it's, from what I hear, it's not that good.
Yeah, I hear it's mediocre, but enough about that. How you doing, Armstrong?
I'm alright. I was just fucking in the bathroom for the last hour for the last hour and a half.
He was fucking in the bathroom.
You should stop eating that curry.
My friend once told me he was on the toilet for an hour, and it's like, oh man, you were sick? No. Well, what happened? Well, I know I was there for like 2 minutes, and I had my DS with me, so I just sat there.
Awesome.
I did watch an episode of The Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, but that's just because there was nothing else to do.
He's like, I finished House of Cards now to watch Tina Fey show.
And so far, the Tina Fey show is better.
Really?
Although, you know what show was actually really good? The Last Man on Earth, the Phil Lord and Chris
I
Lord
heard
show.
that was really good.
Yeah, I watched it. It was very, very funny. Yeah. It is kind of funny that the main character is called, like, Phil Miller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, wow, you guys really have a fucking ego now.
That was
And it's kind of well deserved.
Although I gotta say, I do want some tomatoes.
Fucking tomatoes.
All right, Reynolds family, what would you use to groom yourself? A bride. You have your bride groom you?
Oh
yeah, I mean, bridegroom.
That was one of the best episodes they've ever done.
Okay.
Name something that people are afraid of. Got it. The Nightman.
Nightman?
It's like they're not going to know who the Nightman is.
Something that we don't eat, that we eat, but doesn't eat us. Dragons.
Okay, I need to see this show again. I need to see this. God damn it, you guys are getting me more and more back into, like, other shit that I forgot about.
I don't know what show you guys are talking about anymore.
Oh, it's always sunny. This week's episode, they had a Key from Key and Peele on it. It was for a Family Feud episode.
Oh my god.
But he's just getting more and more frustrated because they're getting answers that no one should get, but like...
Because they're dumbasses.
Well, no, they find out that Charlie accidentally rigged the show.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Now, what is this tasty little contraption here? You mean cottage cheese? Oh, so it's like cheese from a cottage. Aren't you a fucking cheese guy? Yeah, but I'm not a cottage guy.
National TV show. This sounds like a good place to start promoting my political agenda.
Oh, dear.
Name something we eat that doesn't eat us. Cock. Nope. Not allowed to say that.
So, yeah, we had another news story.
Okay, yes, please.
What were the news stories?
Comcast being assholes because of HBO.
All right.
And
Maxis gets shut down after 28 years.
All right.
And then the Steam machines. The next one is going to be about the Nvidia Shield.
So you're going to have to run this one. I didn't even know there was a story about this week.
Okay. Well, this is more something that I found interesting and kind of cool about it. And the Nvidia Shield is basically Nvidia's console. I have no idea how much this costs because I couldn't find a straight source that would straight up tell me, hey, this costs like $200, this costs $300, $400, whatever. So basically what I found that was interesting was that, okay, and you guys are going to have to bear with me when I'm talking about this shit because what I'm going to say is going to sound like gobbledygook, but please stay with me on this.
Tuning out now.
Okay, so the Nvidia Shield has this thing called the Tegra X1 chip mobile processor. And you might be like, what the fuck is that? I don't have a clue either, but basically it's important because even though it has only 1 teraflop of computing performance, which is half of a PS4, this little fucking thing apparently is a big deal because it can also output at 4K at 60 frames per second, which apparently is something that none of the other 8th generation consoles can do, at least at this time. And the big thing about this Nvidia Shield thing is that it will also have the ability to stream games from the Nvidia grid. And basically what the Nvidia grid is like, it has these servers stacked with GTX 980s. Look that up, graphics cards. And that's able to play PC games completely maxed out. And pretty much the grid is going to be able to allow streaming, and it'll be able to stream at 4K with 60 frames per second at 1080p, which again, Xbox One can't do that, PS4 can't do that, the Wii U sure as shit can't fucking do that. And apparently it's going to run on an Android TV operating system. Basically what this is this is something that sounds pretty fucking cool and seems to be able to do a lot. And if it's a reasonable price, I would say it has more of a chance compared to the Steam Machine of actually being a contender.
$3,000.
Well, the rumor is that it's going to be somewhere between $200 to $400.
Wait, this is Nvidia we're talking about, right?
Yeah. That's why I didn't know. Like I said, rumor. I say rumor with a very strong emphasis on that word, rumor.
Yeah, well, people were also saying Final Fantasy 15 was coming out and was going to come out this year, but then the project lead said, we're only 60% of the way done from it. And 6 months ago, he said, we're 55% of the way done with it.
Yeah.
So I don't give any fucking credence to rumors or speculation.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I didn't want to mention anything about a price tag. Because it's at best, rumors are nothing more than speculation without any evidence. I mean, come on. So,
let's do Latino reviews because they got their shit on point.
Well, apparently the list of games so far that will be able to stream are Dying Light, which is one of them, Crysis 3, Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance, Half-Life 2 Episode 1, the last Borderlands game, the pre-sequel. I did say Dying Light, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Apparently The Witcher 2, Saints Row 4, Batman Arkham Origins, and a whole bunch of other shit, Ultra Street Fighter. And these seem to all be able to stream or be playable with 1080p at 60 frames per second.
You know what all those games sound like to me? Yeah. Older games.
No, I know. True enough.
So I don't see how putting out this level of performance for older games is impressive.
No, that is true. But I do think that...
Well, Charles, this is a start, goddammit.
I do think that if they can do it, and if they do have their shit together more or less, compared, again, to the Steam machines, if they have more of their collective shit together, that maybe this can work, because apparently they're also going to be getting their own games not available, their own exclusive content not available to other things. So I don't know. Maybe it'll work, maybe it won't, but I gotta tell you, it has more of a chance than the Steam machines, at least to me.
So what we're basically saying is, Gabe Newell, you can go fuck yourself.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying...
Well, I'm saying that. You fat fuck.
Okay. Yeah, I'm probably gonna cut that out, so...
Ryan's just saying over there going, Gabe in his love. Gabe in his life. No,
because I don't want us to come across as big assholes right now, so...
Oh! We don't want to come across as big assholes. This show.
Yes.
Didn't we have a whole hour of Bill Cosby jokes?
That was different.
I am someone that
suggested
that...
This is where you're gonna make the stand.
I am someone who suggested that when Robin Williams was playing Spore, his first alien design was a noose. We are not good people.
Oh, no, speak for yourself.
God,
I'm a good person.
I forgot about that.
I'm a good person.
Well, you live in Chicago, so how good of a person can you really be?
I'm pretty damn good.
Clearly not if you're with us.
Yeah. Well, I don't believe in guilt by association.
We are the Always Sunny of Philadelphia podcast, goddammit.
I call to be Frank Reynolds.
I don't know any of those motherfuckers. I'll just be Charlie Day because I like Charlie
Oh,
Day.
so you're the dumbass of the group.
Exactly, goddammit.
Yeah, that sounds plausible.
I know what I'm saying. I'm Charlie Day in Pacific Rim.
Ooh.
So you're a stoner dumbass.
Exactly.
Do you remember Jeff getting super salty last week about that, actually?
No, what was he talking about?
Because Illegal Swede, in the comments for Mass Effect 2, it's like, I feel the same way about Morton that I do with, Charlie Day's character in Pacific Rim. I just didn't find him all that interesting. Just like, Morton Solus is not Charlie Day. Morton Solus is a cool scientist, okay? Don't make fun of him.
But yeah, I mean, but get back on track, more or less. Yeah, like, right now it doesn't seem that it's like, oh, hey, it plays older games, but, I mean, they need a library of some kind. They need something to get their shit rolling. And I guess, and that's really it. I mean, for my thing, what do you guys think? I mean,
I wasn't really paying attention.
Honestly,
I'm
it's
not a
good
PC
idea.
gamer.
well, it's not a PC game thing. It's like, it's a council. Like, it's their own fucking little council thing, apparently.
Yeah, but no one's gonna buy that outside of hardcore PC people.
Maybe. I don't know.
Again, the fact that it's being made by Nvidia and being said just leads me to believe this is going to be very overpriced.
Yeah.
Nvidia.
Yeah, if they overprice it, then yeah, it's going to be like, yeah.
That would be great. It's just
You
in
guys
our
keep
crazy hypothetical scenario. If Nvidia's like, we have a new partnership with the Wii U.
That'd be...
I'd be down with
So
that only
fucking
because
weird.
then maybe I could finally get Bayonetta 2 on fucking Steam.
Yeah, that's not gonna
That's not
happen.
happening anytime soon.
Nintendo.
But yeah, I guess that's it for this podcast.
Are you fucking kidding me?
You got in like way late.
Well, I'm saying that's all the stories you have from all the shit that happened this week.
Well, there is a few other stories, but we'd rather not get into controversy. Now, would we?
Okay, well, what?
Mercy.
Do you want me to just run down a list of just the kind of significant shit that happened?
Okay, yeah. Like, these were all I could find, like, of recent, like, of the past couple of days, but...
All right, well, Unreal Engine 4 is free for everyone. It's just free now. The only thing you have to pay for it is if you sell more than 3,000 copies of your game, Epic gets 5% of your revenue, but...
So it's the same deal that Unity has, because... their new engine's supposed to be free too, unless you make over $100,000 a year with a business relating to the engine, in which case you have to license it out.
Okay, that's actually pretty good.
But Unity's been doing that for a while, so...
Yeah, but also, Source Engine 2 was announced. And guess what? That's free for all developers.
Is it?
Yeah, Source Engine 2 finally fucking announced after all this time. So
really?
Now that they've officially revealed it, now we're probably going to start seeing at least some big announcements. Maybe not this year, but by next year for some of their bigger games, which I doubt is going to be Half-Life 3, because I still think that's probably 3 or 4 years away.
That makes one of the jokes we made earlier a little bit more poignant now, because I think I made the joke they were going to release Half-Life 1 again, but in, like, Source Engine 2.0.
Yeah, I remember that.
I would play it. I never played Half-Life, so...
They already have, like, an HD remake.
Yes.
Yeah, well, isn't that a fan thing? Isn't that not even, like, it was, like, half done when they released it, too?
I don't know.
I think Valve
it's
took
actually
over
full
afterwards.
done, if I remember, but I could be wrong.
Yeah.
Then again, Valve does have a habit of hiring, buying out developers that started off using their stuff.
Yeah. Like
because that's how they got the
fanboys
people
and
for
everything.
Portal onto their
Yeah,
team.
But not only
Demon's
that,
Gate
but
or
that's
whatever
how, like,
it was called.
Counter-Strike came to be.
Yeah, that too. God damn, that was for Monday. Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain got a release date coming out September 1st.
We
And
threw that out earlier, but
What also is coming out September 1st? Mad Max. But Also, Mad Max was canceled for PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360.
Which
Again, we talked about that a bit.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know. I'm just running down the list.
Yeah, no, he came in late. Come on, give him credit. He's
No, I won't give him credit,
give
okay?
this guy getting credit. I feel like I'm the peacekeeper of this right now.
You're doing a terrible job then.
Fuck you, Charles.
Well, I'm trying to be nice, all right? Oh, I also found out I can ban people whenever I want. So.
Ooh. Project Morpheus is coming in the first half of 2016. It's not really
has there been any
kind of a nebulous
information on that shit or no?
This was only really the first week people had a lot of big hands-on stuff with it.
Yeah, a lot of people are saying it's the most comfortable and form-fitting of all the VR devices out there. It looks like it's the closest one to actually looks like the product they're going to ship it as.
Well, comfortability, honestly, no joke, does go a long way with something like big and chunky and shit. It's like, if you're going to be playing like Skyrim on the thing, like for 4 or 5 hours straight, you need to be as comfortable as possible with that giant thing on your head.
I mean, 3D glasses in movies are bad enough if they're not fitted properly.
Oh yeah, totally.
And here's another thing about it is they made the screen actually adjustable from how far it is from your face, so if you have glasses, you can wear it.
Really?
Okay.
That already gets like 5 points in my book.
Yup. And it's probably going to be cheap though, because you can't really sell it as the same price as the PS4 if it's going to work with the PS4.
Right,
so
yeah.
I don't know. It, like I said, nebulous thing, but it's the first kind of solid release window we've had for any of these things.
If you were to run like a ballpark figure of how much they could charge us, how much do you think they have to?
I'd say
between 200 and 300.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah,
I'd say anything more than 300 is, and even 300 is pushing it a little.
Yeah,
I'd say
250
is
max
probably
price
what
they would sell it at.
Like, I'm really pushing for these, the Oculus Rift, these Project Morpheus. I'm really pushing for these because I really think these can actually be really, really amazing.
I've still yet to use one, but
Same
I have
here.
a feeling that's gonna solve itself pretty soon with all these new ones coming to market.
Yeah,
Probably gonna become more ubiquitous.
I mean, PlayStation doesn't really have that many exclusive first-person games aside from like Resistance and Killzone.
yeah.
Dude, if they can give me just fucking, like, I don't care if you can do this on the PC with Oculus or whatever. If they can give me, like, fucking GTA 5, the first person, I won't give a shit. I'll just buy it just for that. Because that's fucking awesome.
Oh, yeah, that'd be fantastic.
Right?
Yeah, that'd be
And
great.
I'm not into racing games, but I feel like VR is built for racing games, kind of.
There would be I would think there'd definitely be a bigger draw with racing games, or like if you had like space games, like what's that?
Oh yeah, space.
That game that's coming out.
Fucking No Man's Sky.
Yeah. If it was like, oh hey, yeah, the Project Morpheus can totally work with this. It'd be like, there you go.
You know what would be both perfect and nauseating to watch with it?
What?
Mirror's Edge.
Oh god.
Jesus Christ.
You would have
man.
on bucket right next to you.
You'll be throwing up every 5 seconds.
Yeah. Oh, Charles Armstrong. Guess what you got me
What up?
into last week?
I don't know.
John Constantine comics.
Ha ha
Because
ha!
I immediately
Fuck yeah.
went to my nearest library and they have like every single one. Like
Start with
good,
the
clean
Jamie
order.
Delano or the Garth Ennis.
I started with give me a sec. I need to grab the thing.
Garth Ennis was a bit later into it, wasn't it?
It was Jamie Delano, and then it was Garth Ennis took it over.
It wasn't the first one.
Mike Carey and Leonardo Manco.
Ooh, I think that might have actually been the very first one.
All his engines. It's the one about Chaz asks him for help because his daughter's soul is taken, and he has to go to L.A. or like California or something, and he has to make a deal with this death god. And yeah, it's really good.
Fun.
Yeah, it's really good. And anyone listening to this, I would suggest go to your library because apparently libraries are like updating the shit.
Oh, that's a more modern one, yeah.
Yeah.
So it was created by a guy named Peter Milligan, who I'm not that familiar with, but I think actually no, I thought Alan Moore created the character. But yeah, I think he first showed up
because it appeared
he showed up in Swamp Thing.
That was his first
I think
appearance.
it might have been one of those things where like Peter Milligan created the character. Oh no, that's sorry. Fucking Wikipedia shows like writer. He's just the guy writing him now. But yeah, Alan Moore created the character, And
Really?
then when he got his own, in the Saga of Swamp Thing.
Nice. Oh, they also had Swamp Thing at my fucking
Swamp
library.
Thing is, I fuck you, because they only had the first volume of Alan Moore Swamp Thing in my library, and I never got to read the next 5. Which
At my library, not only do they have all of the Constantine books, they have, like, Watchmen, they have all of the Sandman books, and they have all of, like, the Invincible and Saga books. It's like every...
So basically, they just have an entire section dedicated to Vertigo.
Fuck yeah, and it's awesome. They
have
have...
no,
pretty
dude,
much like
libraries are
features
fucking great. That's where I get read all my comics.
Oh, shit,
is fucking
same.
libraries.
Like, I caught up on Chew all because of my
Mhm.
library. I caught up on Invincible
Right.
all because of my library, and it's like, shit, yeah.
I read
The library
Invincible
that's
to the
near me
point
is
where I
shit for
didn't
that.
want to read Invincible anymore because of my library.
So remember, kids, don't go to your library for classic literature. Go in for comic books.
Yeah,
Right?
because that's the draw. It's that, and they have like a shitload of Blu-rays. I got the Blu-ray to Captain America, The Winter Soldier, and I'm pretty sure if I go back now, they'll have Whiplash there too.
Oh, that's what I should check for.
Like they update like fast as hell, and I'm like, Jesus, you guys are on top of this.
Oh,
So
great.
it's like, yeah, I'm going to my
My library has DVDs of Gilmore Girls and Grey's Anatomy.
Hey, Gilmore Girls is a great show. You shut your goddamn mouth.
Never before have you seen so much lesbian tension.
But yeah, the best part is like my library is
Ew,
like 5 miles
incest.
away from me, so all I got.
But you know it's true, Armstrong. Don't fucking, like...
Me
Yeah,
and
no,
Joss
we just-
Whedon will
yeah,
shut our ears and go, la 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 la, it's a great
Wait,
show,
it's made
shut
by
up.
Joss Whedon?
Wait, what's it?
No, Joss Whedon's a huge fan of the show, though.
Is he?
Wait,
How am I
Yeah.
not surprised?
Gilmore Girls.
oh,
Yeah.
never seen it.
It looks from the outset kind of stupid.
Okay, is
like,
it actually good or?
it's really well written.
It
like,
is.
if you listen to the dialogue and you're like, oh shit, this is definitely where Whedon like you could tell Joss Whedon watched that show every week because it's like the pacing
That's
of
not
the
actually
dialogue is like dead on for his style.
That does not sound like a promising endorsement.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah, I forgot.
Is
I
it
was
like
talking
is
to-
it like Veronica Mars, as in that it should not be as good as it should be?
I've never seen Veronica Mars, but I'll just say yes because I've heard very, very good things about Veronica Mars.
Okay.
Veronica Mars is one of those shows you should watch the first 2 seasons of and maybe watch a 3rd season.
And then the movie, definitely, if you're a fan.
The movie is a good movie, but it's made for fans of the show.
Yeah, I could buy that.
All right, do you want me to just bang out the rest of these things?
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Wolfenstein: The New Order is getting a standalone prequel called The Old Blood.
Yeah.
Looking
How the
forward to
fuck
that.
are they gonna work with that? I mean,
Who
What
knows?
do you mean? How are they going to work with that?
well, it's like
Because it's a prequel and we already know what happens.
well, not only that, but it looks like it already looks like all the guns that are in the current game, like everything, all those weapons are already in the prequel. So it's
I
like,
can easily see them making the argument like, oh, this is another alternate dimension.
Yeah, they can do whatever the
Yeah.
fuck they want. I don't
Yeah.
care. As long
Is
as I
it
get to play.
fun? That's all that
once.
matters, really.
Yeah. Wasteland 2 is coming to PS4 and Xbox One. I don't know how they're gonna pull that off, but it's happening.
Probably not well.
Isn't Wasteland 2 not even that well received?
Yeah. Cross buy is finally coming to the Xbox One, but it's gonna be from PC to Xbox One. So if you have like games like that, yeah. Already went over Source Engine. You guys talked about Maxis.
Mhm.
And Rock Band 4 was officially announced.
yeah, which I'm looking forward to. I
I think the more interesting
I
story
never
from that
played
is
Rock
the fact that all the DLC.
Yeah,
It's
all the
supported.
DLC is going to be backwards compatible.
Oh, so like all the way back to the original Rock Band, you could just bring all
Yep,
the shit that
like all the DLC you
That
bought
is
for Rock Band
awesome.
1, 2, and 3 is going to work in
that
Rock Band
is
4.
cool.
But I presume they haven't specified it yet, but it's pretty much assured that it's only going to be for like PS3 to PS4, Xbox 360, Xbox One. It can't be like if you bought the DLC on the Xbox 360, you should expect it to transfer to the PS4.
Right, it's not a cross-platform.
Yeah.
The cross
And they just said they're trying to make it so the old instruments work, which would be pretty awesome too.
That would be cool. So you don't
Do
have
you-
to shell out like $100 again if you already have the
$100, shit, man. You can just fucking, if they make the old instruments work and you don't have them, you just go to your local non-GameStop game store and you can find those things for like $10.
Yeah, which, hey, perfect.
What do you think
Look at your
the new
local
instrument
flea
they'll introduce will be, though?
Sex
Or will
I
bomb.
think they said they're going back to basics and they're not going to have too many like gimmicks about it. I think they're going to still make it compatible with the keyboard, but I think they're going to try to focus on going back to the guitar, bass, drum, singer.
I don't think
And they said
keyboard was
that they
necessarily
said-
a problem. It would just depend on the song.
I never played it, so I wouldn't have any good experience on the matter. But the most interesting thing besides the DLC and the backwards compatible thing that they announced about it was they said that this is going to be the only Rock Band released for this generation. So they're not going to have like Rock Band 5 come out in like 3 years or something. They're just going
Which
to
is
focus
probably
on
smart, honestly.
just releasing DLC and stuff, which
But
I think is great.
but the weird thing is Guitar Hero has now announced 5 sequels in this generation.
Yeah, that'd be great.
That's the thing. It's like there's rumors of Guitar Hero's coming out. So it's like, no, you guys are the ones who killed the rhythm genre.
But the funny thing
Stay
is,
away
oh,
from
no. But the sequels are like for very specific bands, but it's what they think the kids like to listen to now. So it's like Guitar Hero, Avenged Sevenfold, Guitar Hero, Disturbed, Guitar Hero, Combo Christ.
Yeah. Ugh. Yeah, so that's all I had.
It's gonna be the Guitar Hero Green Day.
Yeah.
Didn't they have that?
There was a Green
I
Day
think
one. I
they
remember
did,
that.
yeah.
Oh shit,
I
there
know
was.
it was the
Rock Band
Beatles.
Green Day, actually.
Yeah, there was a Green Day
Yep,
rhythm.
Green Day Rock Band.
Wow. I was
Yup.
just like,
That really made him quiet. That just
It's like,
shut
well,
him
shut
up.
my mouth
That just
now.
shut him down.
I was like, wow, really?
Actually, this one
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind so much, but I was gonna say, well, I mean, I would. I'd rather it just be on Rock Band, but Guitar Hero Blink 182.
Oh god.
Jesus.
There's gonna be Guitar Hero Avril Lavigne.
Guitar Hero Linkin Park.
Oh, I forgot about the other side one they had, Band Hero.
Or
Uh,
DJ Hero.
Which wasn't it just pop songs at that point?
Yeah. And that was because they what was the Guitar Hero 4 World Tour was supposed to be their Rock Band game, and it kind of just didn't work that well for them, so they rebranded it Band Hero, and it still didn't work.
But they then had like their last game was a Guitar Hero game. I think it was like called like Rock Gods or something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah.
The Brutal Legends.
They wish they could get Jack Black in it. So yeah, that's all I have if you want to end the podcast or whatever.
All right.
I
Well,
was like, oh, it's been over for 20 minutes.
no, actually, no. I wouldn't.
It's never over,
I
John.
wouldn't be a dick. No, I intended to record it and all. So yeah, people, that's it. Thank you, Charles Armstrong, for actually bringing in some stuff that I totally spaced out on. So appreciate it, man.
I had one
Do all
job.
the heavy lifting around here.
Oh, hey, I got four. I got 4 ones that were pretty good.
Pretty good.
Not my stories.
Fuck you guys.
I collect them. All you do is edit and record everything. God.
Armstrong, right?
No, I'm pretty sure I do both most of the time too.
I want to make a game, but I'll just be the ideas guy. Like, and you can do the easy stuff, like the business, the art assets, the programming. I'm doing
Which
the
one's
complicated.
which? Am I the one that's doing all the fucking shit, or?
No, I'm the one. I'm the one that's taking all the credit for it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But I get the bigger paycheck.
Wait, you get paid?
5 cents.
Oh, I mean, no,
that's
see you
fine.
next week, everybody.
Come on, this is. He works
That's
for,
fine. I get paid by Amazon Prime. I mean,
he works for Jeff. Jeff always is giving him that sweet beard money of 0 zeros.
Sorry, I thought you said beard money, so it's like he's
yeah, I thought you said I thought I was
Then
the
you
only
can,
one. Yeah, I thought you said beard money. I was like, what?
which
I
is
would
either like
accept
money
beard
with
money.
the beard man on it, or like just beard clippings to
Yeah!
saddle every
Yeah!
other week.
I did say beard money.
You did?
Oh.
I thought I was going crazy for a sec. I was like, wait a minute, beard money?
That's word 0 0 0 0. It's just money with Jeff's beard on it. Make money.
Yeah, he just ripped off a patch of his beard, stuck it on a $1 bill, and is like, here you go.
Strangely, it is legal currency in Iceland.
What? You're fucking with me. No way.
Ryan, goddammit, if you don't get that he's fucking with you with that situation.
I mean, to be fair, I think it is one of the Nordic countries where there is an institute set up for defining classes of beards and stuff like that.
They got nothing else to do up there, though.
Well, they're all too
Yeah,
fucking
besides
depressed.
black
It's like,
metal.
We live in Nords.
yeah.
I'm like, we don't even have Vikings anymore. God damn
We
it.
have no more
It's like-
Vikings. That's what
it's like-
made us cool.
It's like, Norway. High standard of living. Third highest suicide rate in the entire world.
Are you serious?
Yeah. It's
Wow.
that, Japan, and what other East European country? No, it's not East European. It's,
Seattle.
Florida.
No, that's just
Actually,
in the
I think-
U.S.
it's wherever Dignitas is set up. So either Sweden or Switzerland. I think it's Sweden.
Those
Because I think they're including, Dignitas deaths as well. Which, that is a bit of an odd one to include.
Interesting.
Apparently couples have actually been offed by Dignitas, which is interesting.
So you gonna explain what Dignitas is, or are we all just gonna keep pretending we know what the
so
word means?
Dignitas is in, it's essentially, assisted suicide.
Oh,
Where I believe it's legal in Sweden, and
I think it just got made legal in like Denmark or something.
yeah, it's been legal for a while there, and it's like, if you're terminally ill, you can request assisted suicide. And in fact, apparently, foreigners can come into the country and request the service, and they don't really care.
Really?
But,
Well, I know where I'm going.
but the odd one, furthermore, is,
Oh, this got dark.
but in
And
cases
I'm
where, like,
older.
but in cases where, like, a person is terminally ill, but they're married to someone or they've been with someone, then Dignitas can kill both people. If it's sort of like if they've been a couple for 50 years or something, so it's like the other person can't imagine living without the other. It's happened before.
That's kind of romantically metal.
Well, I don't think they behead them if that's what you
No.
Why can't that be an option?
Dr. Morgan found a new job after the trial and he moved to Denmark.
Turns out Dignitas doesn't actually kill people, just like pretends to kill them, but then makes them work in like salt mines.
Okay, everyone. Before this gets even more off tangent.
Oh, so they got jobs in the Apple factory
Oh.
making iPhones.
You just see a bunch of cancer patients and like elderly people right next to the African slaves getting blood diamonds. Very sad.
Okay. Thank you, everyone, for listening to the Rage Select Community Podcast. I am your host, Ryan Graff, and with me was Charles Armstrong,
Hey-oh.
Fernando Rodrigues,
Hey everybody, and goodbye.
Charles Rocci.
Cunt.
What? Okay.
I'm sure you said
I mean, what do you want me to say? Just like, I'm not gonna...
I don't know. Goodbye. So
He
long.
wants you to be silent so we can fucking finish this thing.
That means it's a cunt, Rocky.
Listen, you're asking for something way too nice of me.
Okay.
Cunt.